Hi, this is Karen Simmons with the Bag Ladies. This is our first bundle that we've been showing you that's on sale at Etsy.com under BagLadiesArt. This is our first bundle called Vintage Travel, and so many people have received it and have loved it and are talking to us about it. But I have other people saying, you know, I love that and I really want that, or I want to give it as a gift, but I'm not quite sure what I do with inside it in the little journals and things. So I thought, okay, Cindy and I said, why don't we just have a little video that shows you some of the things that you could get to do in it and some of the things that you could opt for liking. I mean, and I have some new things I want to show you because I am loving some of these new things. But for one thing, I'm going to start with, when you get your travel journal, I'm going to start with that one. It looks like this, and it's from magazines. It's a magazine travel journal, and inside it's got a little pocket and then just the most awesome pages in the entire world. I'm not going to mess this one up. This is from one that we have for sale, and so I want you to just see what it would look like. And then I have two of those journals that I've been working on. One like this. And this is the way I painted the front of mine so that it looks like a travel journal. And not only that, but I got these cutest little, I think I saw Dina Wakely doing something where she talked about these peg little stamps of the alphabet. And I was like, oh, I love those. So I started to make them so that they would say travel, and I'm going to do the ones that say journal underneath. And I just took an old piece of paper, and I have J-O-U, and you're going to just take one of your little inks, and you're just going to stamp them. And they just work so cute. I'm not going to do the whole thing. These are just little ways that maybe I can show you some things you can do. There's the U. They don't have to be, you know, perfectly straight. I'm going to cut them out on this anyway. There's the R, and here's the N. And then all I'm wanting to do is give you some idea of how I might be using these. Here's the A. And putting these on the front, I'll show you the way you would get your journal. And here's my L. Okay, and so there's the word journal. I mean, just all of the letters. And then you can just, you know, take each letter, cut it out. What I did with the last one is I went, you know, like kind of straight across, leaving a little margin around it. And then I cut each letter in a square, and then I glued that letter or laid it onto the journal. So the way you get your journal, and it's looking like this, and we even put the buttons on for you, those cute little buttons. But now, you know, you can build across if you want to just decorate it with kind of letters that you've stamped out. And I think that looks totally awesome on that journal. And I'm gonna finish that up on this journal. But I want you to see how I also painted this right on top of this layer. And I'm just gonna tell you, I mean, you can leave this layer the way we gave it to you. You can leave the layer the way, just the way the magazine paper is on it, or you can paint on the magazine paper. You can even collage. So let's say that what do I mean by collage? And I'm trying to make this video so that people that don't really do this every day and are saying, what am I doing with this? I'm going to show you some things that can go inside your journal also. And I'm going to show you what things that I do. So I also, let's say that I take each one of my colors here, and I'm just going to, let's say we collaged this and we have all different colors on it. So I'm just going to paint a little bit of this journal, and, you know, just in different places on the front. And if I collaged it, that would mean I would have like scrapbooking paper. I might use old magazines. I might use old books, and I'd be painting over that. All right, and then I'm gonna get rid of that color, and I'm gonna, you know, throw on some other colors. So let's say you're doing the whole book in all different colors. Here I'm mixing those two because I know that orange and that yellow are going to be okay to mix. And I like that I can see things through it, you know, a little bit, and I'm I'm not covering, you know, you don't have to cover everything, but I'm just going around. I'm not going to even do all of this, but one thing I wanted to show you, I'm going to let it dry, and then I'll show you some other things that you can do on it. But I'm really loving this cover. These came out great, and I like that I can see some of the things that are underneath it. But I would probably, I'm going to take this little blue here. I would probably do this whole cover. I'm going to mix it with a little of the white so I can get it a little lighter than the blue that I had laid here earlier. And I'm going to put some blue in. And you notice, I mean, usually I'll put it in like 2 or 3 places on the page. Oh, there's like a rainbow because I didn't mix that off, and I knew that those would all be, you know, okay together. Let me get that all off. I'm going to go over here and get some orange up here. Maybe some down here. And maybe I'm just going to do some plain white on it also. Going around some of this up here. Anyway, I just want to say that I don't want to take all day with this video. I want it something that you can quick look at and say, I think I can do that. I guess I can see. This is acrylic paint, all different colors, any colors you like, you know, that you think would go on your travel journal. If you don't want to leave, you know, we gave it to you with like a scrapbooking, vintage scrapbooking. I'm just showing you another way that you could put your journal together. Okay, now let's say you did all of your journal and you had it just the way you wanted it, and you're gonna let this dry now. Maybe we're gonna stamp it, or we're gonna stencil it, or do all kinds of things on the front, kind of the way I did mine, just to make it a little different. But now I've gotten all these paints out, and I'm not gonna use any more of them today. What I wanna show you is every time that I use paints that I'm doing any kind of a project at my desk, then I will use the rest of these, and I will just put some of those paints on the pages inside. Now these have great pages inside. They're like travel books, and they're, you know, like coastal living books, but I still do not want to waste some of these paints, and I know that I'm going to do different things inside, so I'm just going to put a little there, and I'm going to come over here. And I love this picture, but I think I might do at the bottom right here, I'll put a little of the paint on that I have left, and I'm going to show you that some other things that I've done inside this book, because I've started journaling in it. But as you, then you're not, let's say you've done all this, and now these pictures are really very cool in this book. Let's say you've done all this and you're ready to go to bed, and here we go. Here's some taking the tie road, and so I'm gonna take the rest of these, you know, some of these colors, and I'm just gonna put them all over in my book. And I'm not wasting the paint, and I'm making a background for when I come back to this and I wanna do some journaling in it, or I decide I'm gonna paint a picture, and I'm gonna show you some things that are in. So these are some things we've talked about, you know, working on the cover. Also, one last thing is I used like a white pen because I journal on all my pages. So this one says, loving this vacation. And I'm gonna put, so glad we booked Tahiti. Oh, don't I wish? I need to be in Tahiti right now. Tahiti. And then you could write about your vacation, but look how my journaling is coming up using the white pen. In other places, I would use the black pen. So there's your travel journal, and I'm gonna put this aside to dry, and at the end, maybe I would come back, and you know, you can, let me just tell you that you can stamp different stamps on it. You can do stencils on it. It's coming pretty dry now. You can even use some great washi tape with it, all different kinds of washi tape. You can bring it back to its vintage style. You know, you could put a large piece or small. This is kind of divided up with people on it, and I love that. And you could just lay that on it to give it some, you know, some kind of picture on it. I love that washi tape, and you could use all different kinds to jazz up your travel book. Again, I love putting the letters on it and having it look like this. And on the inside of mine, there's all kinds of things going on. You can see how many places I've used at the end of the day, just put in my colors that I had left. And really, you can't believe what it does with your journal. Here I've done some stenciling inside and some stamping inside, written phone numbers while I was on the phone, even drew a picture. And you can't believe with that paint behind it, like how those eyes pop out. And, you know, and you can't go wrong. It's your journal. And down here, I would journal on it and write about my day, you know, or about my week, or about, especially this time when we're going through so much with the pandemic, I think just writing about it gets it off your mind and gets things, you know, into another place. So that's that one. This one I do want to show you the passport. Now your passport comes like this, and we gave you vintage paper and lots of scrapbook paper and little papers inside. All these little papers that we stuffed, and there are a lot of them, are for you to use on your page. Now I use something called matte medium. It's like a glue. You put some matte medium on the page. You then take these little papers, you lay them on and put the matte medium over the top of it. Let me show you that there's all kinds of matte medium, and I do have to tell you that I love Dina Wakley's matte medium, and that is what I use. But there's, and it's not in my box right now because I probably just used it, but you can get any kind of, it just says matte medium on it. This is golden, and it is like a glue. It's like a glue, and it gives you kind of a shine on the top, and it glues it on the bottom. The other thing I did with the passport that you're going to get is I found a website that I said fake passports, and they had all kinds of pictures. So I put a passport on and then took my picture. Well, I had some pictures, and then this came with it that you could fill all out and then put your picture on. And so there you go. And what do I do to do that? I have to show you another little toy. This is my Canon Printer. So it works with my phone. I would bring a picture up on my phone. The app attaches the Canon Printer to your phone, and there's little papers that go inside here, and voila, a picture comes out, and you could use it for anything. Like for my travel journal, I'm gonna go back to pictures of being in Sanibel and all the things we did and the shell I found, and I can use those little pictures inside there to remember that, the pictures that I wanna keep. So this is a little, and I'm certainly not saying, you know, we don't get anything from this, but this is the one I use. I use the Canon Ivy. It's small, it's great, you will love it, trust me. Especially for filling in these little journals. I just think there's so many fun things to do in these journals. Now, all of these, this journal that you're getting is, I ended up, you're getting, it looks something like this, and it's got the little notebooks in it. I ended up, we put beads along the outside here just to jazz it up a little. There's so many things that you can do to jazz up your journals. We didn't do everything to your things. We wanted you to have some leeway with it. But you could put, you know, glue other pictures. We gave you a lot of different papers that you can glue in to make it a cute journal. And that's probably upside down for you, so let me turn that. And just collage things on top of these, or places you're going to write notes and then put, okay, these are my daily notes, or these are my grocery store notes. But, you know, just make it so that you can add, you know, papers to it and glue them in and play with it until you get it so that it becomes yours. We gave you the basics, but we gave you an awful lot of paper and things that you could use to put into these. You know, I'm hoping that this helps a little, so you say, ah, I get that we can put some things in these. I mean, I ran and got a couple of these stamps that are about travel. And so you can see, like, I love these bags, and there's little sayings like travel expands the mind and the heart. So I'm gonna just use this ink, and I'm gonna do a couple of pages like that. This is our leather journal, and inside that leather journal, we gave you like little people, little photos from Tim Holtz that are always fun to glue down and use, and little tickets and also just all pieces, little pieces of ephemera that you can use to decorate your pages and have fun with it. You could put a little bit on each page, or you could fill a whole page. Remember that for me, these are really art journals, and journal means a lot to do some writing. Each day a little bit of writing, and there's always something we're working on. You know, maybe you're working on how many days you're exercising right now, or recipes that you love, something that you write down that you want to keep, and you can choose your journal that you would want to use for that. Then you can stamp it up a little bit, use the papers that we gave you, use some washi tape, or use just the paints that we have shown you. I hope that helps a little bit in how to use these journals. There's a lot of things that we do in these journals to make them fun, and we'll keep showing them and keep sharing. All right, have a great day, and remember, this is found on Etsy.com, BagLadiesArt, the Vintage Journal, and it's a vintage travel journal. All right, thank you, and have a great one.